Hi, I'm Jerry Parisi. Join Tom Mealy and Tommy Marr right here on Cablevision Channel 20 each week for an interesting episode of The Long Island View.
Hi, I'm Tom Mealy from Madhousetv, and when I'm not at the studio, I'm here at the Harrison Law Group. This is my real job. And this January 2015, Brett and I are putting together a show called Legal Straight Talk. It'll be aired on Cablevision as well as here at Madhousetv. You need to tune in. This information that we're going to be giving the public is the real deal. It's all about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So tune in this January 2015 for a new episode of Legal Straight Talk.
Hi, I'm Donnie Most, and you're watching MadhouseTV.com. I still got it.
Hi, I'm Jerry Parisi, and welcome tonight to this edition of the Filmmaker Show. Michelle Parisi's with me, and I have a guest who, without this man, the universe couldn't be created. Oh wait, well, maybe not the universe. But you will know this man immediately because not only he's one of the owners of Madhousetv, but I have to tell you, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever run into. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Mealy. Tom, tell us about Soft Skin.
I was getting ready to turn around and look at who was coming on the show here for a minute. With an
it's you. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to your studio.
My head just got 10 times bigger.
Is it going to fit through the door?
Vicky, his head can't fit through the door. Now what are we going to do?
I don't know. Is she in trouble tonight?
I am so glad you're with us tonight. I am so proud to have you as a friend.
I'm very
as well.
nice to be here with Michelle. Yes, I'm
and Jerry while you're and Michelle. He said, "Notice that."
Very pleased to be here.
I got to start in with this right before we get into where Madhouse is going, and there's a lot that you got in the hoppers, especially with Donnie Most coming up. You got shows, live streaming. You got shows all the way out to Christmas at this point, which really impresses me. I got to ask you what people ask me. You're on the radio every day, I don't know how many times, and you're introducing the law firm, which of course sponsors Legal Straight Talk, one of our shows. And Tom, what's people's impression to you? Because people have come to me and say, you know Tom Mealy? He's this, that, other things. And I'm like, no, he's really a nice guy. What do people say to you when they actually meet you after hearing you for so long?
You know, listen, at the end of the day, all we did was a commercial that worked.
And scared everybody.
Well, I don't know if it scared everybody, but, you know, I got to be honest with you. Yeah. You know, when I decided to originally do that commercial, I think that the whole idea behind what we were trying to do is we were trying to get a message across to the average person out there. I'm not talking about the families that are up in Lloyd Neck, whose every brother's cousin's a lawyer, or in Huntington Harbor, or in Muttontown. You know, there are people that seriously need legal help for whatever reason. And the problem with lawyers today in general is they scare people. Mm-hmm. They have a bad reputation. They are intimidating. So what I did was I said, you know what? I don't want to be that type of individual. I want to let people know that, you know, we're real people also. You know, we're made of skin and blood, and, you know, we're all the same. The only difference is our education has to do with the legal field, just like the electrician knows how to put a breaker in, or the plumber knows how to put a pipe in. You wouldn't do your own plumbing. I wouldn't do my own plumbing. I'd call a plumber.
Absolutely.
You're not going to do your own lawyering. You're going to call a lawyer. You know, the problem is, and I'm going to say this straight because the whole objective of what we do is we talk straight. We don't beat around the bush. lawyers have a habit of being intimidating and thinking that they're better than the other person because they have that so-called doctorate at the end of their name,
Right.
that ESQ. And we do not get into that. That is not what we're about. You have a problem, just like calling the electrician, you call us. If you are involved in a serious situation, I'm not talking these fender benders or anything like that, you call us, all right? If it's serious, and that's it. And this is what we do. So that's that's what happens. So that's how we did the commercial, and that's that with the commercial. Next question.
It's interesting to me, and I don't want to hog them, Michelle. I'll have to let you have them. But the reality is, a lot of people have come to me because they know I work on Legal Straight Talk, and said those lawyers, those people, they appear to be experts. And I guess because you're on television now, and you almost a year. Legal Straight Talk's almost a year. We're in our second season, so Legal Straight Talk is on almost a year. And they tell me, they ask me, I said, are they really the best lawyers?
I don't know if listen, it's like anything else. I mean, are we the best? No. Are we experts? No, we're not. But we're very well diversified in our field.
And I think that you simplify things
that
people understand.
That's right. Nobody is an expert. Everybody has somebody who's better than them, and nobody is the best at what they. You try to be the best at what you do, but at the end of the day, there's always room for growth. I'm not saying that we know everything, but I can tell you right now, when it comes to being diversified in legal issues and medical issues for the purposes of personal injury, yes, we are extremely well diversified. So to have that in our back pocket, or somebody come to me and ask me and tells me, my hand is tingling, my feet are tingling, the problem is not necessarily in your hand. The problem could be in your neck or your back, all right, because of the way the nerves work and the way the body works. There's a fluid sac called the thecal sac, which surrounds the cord, and that's what houses the nerves. And if you get that blood blister on that disc, the common whiplash, and it encroaches into the thecal, it's going to create that sensation, and there's numerous ways of rectifying that. So that's where we are. Next question.
Oh, I think you got to ask him about Madhouse TV, because what a place.
Madhouse TV.
Yes.
Now that's something we can talk about.
How did Madhouse TV start?
We were actually sitting around the kitchen table drinking a very, very good wine, which, by the way, I've not been able to find another bottle like that.
We have to
So
find
was
we
it
have
called?
to find
What was
that.
it called?
I don't remember. Maybe that's why I can't find it. But anyway,
Probably.
we were sitting around the table, and this actually, all serious aside, doing the commercial for the law firm. My kids were all grown up. They're married, have children, who's graduating college, and I was really getting bored. And a good friend of mine, LJ, and I decided to do a podcast in the basement. We never, 5 years later, anticipated we'd be in over 240 countries and around the world. And, it's a little surreal sometimes when you see just how far we've come. But we started in a basement with a IKEA furniture. We just published our first book, which has the first page. We dedicated the book to our friend who, unfortunately, he passed away. He designed the Madhouse logo. His name was Vinny. And you can see, when you open the first page of the book, you can see the first studio, which was down in the basement. We had IKEA black furniture. My wife hung a black sheet, and we had two skeletons hanging down, because it was, Madhouse was geared towards the rock and roll scene.
Got it.
And that's how it initially started, and it seemed that everybody wanted to be on that little pod camera that we had. So I couldn't see everybody coming to my house, because the next thing, my wife's a great cook. They were coming for dinner, and then it was costing me money because I had to feed them.
Hold on. So I haven't had dinner at your house yet. What's going on? No, that's not true. At Christmas.
Yes,
that's true. I take that back.
So I didn't want people there. We built a studio, a very small studio, and it almost reminds me of that movie. Build it and they will come.
Yeah.
And it's so real, and it had, there's so much of that movie that's true. We built, and before you know it, people were coming and they wanted to do their own shows, and we needed a bigger studio, and then Tommy Marr came on board, and he is just an incredible. The knowledge he has of music.
He's an icon.
Is I mean, I'll never tell him to his face. No, I will.
No, he's not watching this, by the way. He's not going to
Right,
hear.
he's never going to hear this.
He's unbelievable when it comes to music and the people that he knows.
Sure.
Yeah, we
I mean,
recently saw him perform. He was amazing.
and I mean, he's having lunch with the Who. You know, just the three of them are sitting down having lunch. Janine was there, four of them. I mean, who has lunch with
the Who?
With the Who? You know, I mean, Townsend and Roger Daltrey. I mean, these are icons in the business. So Tommy brings a very strong musical appearance here to the studio, and then we got into more talk shows. And before you know it, you know, we have heavy celebrities now are calling us. The whole objective was to give people the opportunity to get in front of the camera, get their message heard to millions of people around the world. And we just kept evolving and evolving. I mean, we were asked to give away a home to our veterans, where we had our soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan tuning in, watching us as we were in Northport at the Northport Theater, giving away these homes to these
Oh yeah, I
veterans.
remember that. I was there.
Yeah, we were there.
We've been in Canada doing one of the biggest blues festival in North America. Recently, we were asked to do our first pay-per-view event. We're doing some special work now with Donnie Most and Henry Winkler, Michael J. Fox. We're donating a lot to his foundation. So, you know, what started out as a basement pastime has materialized thanks to people like you and of
thank
course
you.
Michelle, you know, and all our hosts that come in each week and bring such entertainment, knowledge, and music literally to the world.
Close to 40 shows I see on the.
You know, I don't know what the count is on how many shows we do. I know that Vicky and Janine handle that, but it could be. It could very well be.
It looks great. It's you're always getting questions on what it's like to come in. People are always inquiring. But let's jump a little bit, and Michelle, maybe you want to ask him a few questions. But Donnie, I think you want to go with that one. Where are we going to go with that?
Right, well, we had Donnie Most here the other day.
Yes, Donnie
for the Long
Most
Island View.
from Happy Days. If those of you who don't remember, he
From
was
Happy
Ralph.
Days, Ralph
Mouth.
Donnie's a great guy, and we met about 5 years ago, and we kind of bonded, and we stayed close, myself and his musical director, Willie Scapitone. And when Donnie was coming here, they called us up and they said, listen, you know, can we do something with Madhousetv? And we had an opportunity to spend a couple of days together, and I have, obviously, you know, the 1923 Ford Roadster.
Right. In fact,
Do we have a picture?
yeah,
of
we
it?
got some pictures of that whole luncheon you had. That looked like a lot of fun. I got
Well, let me. This picture right here is
Yeah.
this is Donnie and I pulling up to the deli in Setauket.
Setauket, right.
Yeah,
Seaside, is it?
It's Seaside Deli,
Is
I
it
think it's
Seaside?
called. And this is us driving down the road in the T-Bucket. But we went to the deli where Sam, the owner of this particular deli, actually named a sandwich after Donnie. It was called the oh wow, I can't
Double
remember.
Donnie
The
or
Double
something?
Don.
Double
The
Don. That, I heard you talking about it on the View earlier
the
today.
next picture, if we can show that picture, is Donnie and I behind the counter. And I got to
great.
tell you, that sandwich, you could feed a horse with that sandwich.
I
was
love
so
it.
big.
Look at that's a
And,
great. I want that
The
sandwich.
next picture coming up is them making the sandwich. It was very chaotic that day because there were, you know, a lot of people wanted to see him. And I got to be honest with you, Donnie's holding up one of their iced teas right now, which myself and Willie Scapitone and the Donnie Most management company, we're getting ready to do something with that iced tea here on Long Island, which will be coming out soon.
Oh wow.
And again, here's a picture of the sandwich. I got to be honest with you, it's one of the best sandwiches I've ever had.
Wow.
And that's
That looks delicious.
yeah,
It really
yeah.
does.
I think we
That's
gotta
the
go there.
Seaport.
I'm thinking.
It's
Yeah.
called the Seaport Deli.
Seaport Deli.
And it's 301
Main Street.
in Setauket.
That's right, in Setauket.
If you have an opportunity to go there, go there.
In fact, they I happen to be a Yankees fan, but they have something about one of the Met players there.
One of the Mets used to actually eat there every single day. I'm not a Met fan either, so I really don't know what his name is.
I don't know much about it. But we're here to talk about Madhouse anyway. Leave the baseball team alone. So you got this big set of things happening. You were in, I guess, the Iridium. Is it last night?
Last night we were at the Iridium, and
1650
Broadway. It seems like people just seem to be placing us in the right places at the right time.
Sure.
I'm sitting at the table, and there's a guy there with a red nose on.
Yeah,
one
I
of
saw
these
the picture.
clown's nose.
Yep.
And of course I was talking with him, and well, actually I wasn't talking to him because I didn't want to talk to him because I was going to be embarrassed to talk to him.
Because
but
he had the red nose.
I finally said to him, because I couldn't take it anymore, what's the deal with the red nose? Well, this particular guy was the son of, and I forget what his name was.
Dick Van Dyke?
Well, he wrote and produced the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Right, Dick Van Dyke, that girl.
That Girl with Marlo Thomas. I believe the Mary Tyler Moore Show. And just recently he was asked by Marlo Thomas to do a new production with him, which he wants us to get involved with.
And that's wonderful.
And the guy that he was with, Doug, would start it off as a conversation with him needing cataract surgery. All right?
Yes.
All right, this is how these
Come to
conversations...
Madhouse TV, get cataract surgery.
He is a huge real estate mogul in Nevada. He was the vice president of Universal Studios.
Wow.
And the vice president of Disney's, their movie channel.
The movie channel, okay.
And they said, well, what do you do? And I said, I'm a sanitation worker. and he looked at me, and I said, no. So then somebody came over and introduced it. This is Tom Bealey and Tommy Marr. They're the owners of Madhouse TV Studios, and one thing led to another.
That's awesome.
And he says to me, he says, I have been so fascinated with streaming, we just can't seem to get our fingers on it. And like I say, everything happens for a reason. We happened to be shooting last night, well, the girls were filming the show with Linda Ventura,
right,
which is Long Island in Crisis.
Long Island Crisis, very good show.
And I picked up my cell phone and I logged on to the show, and I'm showing it to these two icons
Wow.
in the movie business.
That's
Wow,
awesome.
that's
And
incredible.
they're looking
It
at
is.
this, and I see them go like this, and they're looking at one another. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this?
Madhouse TV, baby.
Look
Dot com.
Doug, look at the quality here, Doug. Tom, what are you shooting in? And I told him, and he says, single cameras? I said, no, we do five cameras.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 in this
Five
studio.
in this studio, yeah.
5 in this
and
studio.
he says to me, let me ask you a question. We just launched, not off Broadway, not around the corner from Broadway, but on Broadway. They just launched a new show called something 39. And I got the card in my hand. I should remember this because he asked me, he says, well, let me ask you this, Tom. He says, are you able to stream on location? So obviously before the brain talks to the mouth, I say yes. And, which we've done before.
Of course. The truth is you have.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It just, every time I turn another corner, there seems to be another opportunity.
Sure.
And I tell Tommy and I tell Vicky and Janine the same thing. I think the thing that helps us out is we're very humble about what we do. We don't push it down anybody's throat. Our prices that we have here in trying to help people are ridiculous, and we always go back to the premise of how we created Madhouse TV.
Right.
And the premise was to help those get a message across to the local community, the country, the state, the world, on whatever messages that they want to get out, where the networks will charge them tens of thousands of dollars to do it. Our objective was to give them the opportunity at very little to no cost to come into the studio and get that message out. And I think as long as we stay down and we stay on that track, these things are constantly coming in our direction. And I'm very pleased with it.
And it's a lot of fun. I cannot say how much fun we have when we just did that big at the Crest Hollow Country Club, the Carol Baldwin. That was a lot
Amazing.
of fun. All of that. But I want to ask you now about Port Jefferson Village, Theater 3. Donnie Most will be there. Long Island, you should know this because this is a person that you want to watch.
And you guys are
Yeah,
going to be,
you know,
you're gonna be
listen,
streaming
Donnie
that.
started singing way before Happy Days up in the Catskill. He is an absolutely remarkable singer. He does a lot of swing, a lot of blues, and I can tell you right now, don't miss the show.
Yeah.
The unique thing about what we're doing is we were asked by his management company if we would be willing to stream that event. And of course, anytime you get involved with the management companies, you know there's always a little fee involved. So I said to him, listen, if we're going to do this, I'm charging under $5. I'm not going to have somebody do this, and it's not going to be a money-making deal. You want me to do it, this is where we are. And we are going to be streaming that live via pay-per-view, obviously. And the links will go out over social media very shortly.
And there's a portion of it that's going.
Yes, I guess Donnie has a connection to Michael J. Fox, and that connection allowed them to talk. And from what I understand is the Donnie Most, his management company is talking to their management company, and we have decided to donate a portion of the proceeds to the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's disease.
And that's so nice. And just in general, he's very nice. Donnie Most seems like a down-to-earth guy. A lot of my friends work with Henry Winkler because of Royal Pains, and it's shot right here on Long Island as well. But I will say that Donnie, and I had the oddest question you'd ask somebody because it wasn't really about him. I wanted to know back on the Happy Days, what was it like to work with Maureen McCormick of the Brady Bunch, who guest starred on a few of the episodes? And he was so big. She was dynamite.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, a lot of people. Donnie actually married, his wife was Fonzie's last girlfriend.
Whoa.
On the show.
Really?
On the show.
On the show.
I didn't know that.
Lovely woman, and that's, yeah.
That wasn't Linda Pearl, right? I know Linda Pearl had
No, it wasn't Linda Pearl.
It was, I don't know.
I'm not, I mean, I don't know how far I can go with this, so I don't want to be,
That's true.
a lot of his personal life, which I know, I don't want to,
And his phone number is it? No.
Yeah. But, we look forward to a lot of good things. I know that your show and in every show that we do here, we're very proud of it, of everybody that's been here.
I just got a call yesterday from Cablevision, and I'm very proud to say the folks at Channel 20 are extremely proud of ourselves. We got the new show going on there very shortly. We're just waiting now for dates, and that is Bridge to Health with Dr. Dow.
Right.
And how proud, and I got to say, how proud am I to be able to produce all 4 shows for cable, because to me, it's not only fun. I should never say that. It's hard work. You keep paying me.
See, I knew he was full of baloney.
No, he works really hard.
In all sincerity, it's
He sits
wonderful.
in front of the computer for hours.
Yeah, and you try to feed me, and I can't even eat.
Sometimes I literally bring the food and give it to you right at the table. Right
It's
when
got to
you're
get
working.
done. It's a cycle. It's
Yeah.
really a cycle.
Dr.
Tom.
Dow is a great guy.
He is. He's really a nice guy.
And he's very knowledgeable of his profession, and just like anybody else, I mean, he's a chiropractor, and if he knows his deal, just like the electrician knows their deal, and the plumbers know their deals, and the lawyers know their deals.
I want to ask you a couple of things, being that we're a film makers show, and this happens to be a film studio. Date night. We got to get those guys on the show. How are they doing? Chrissy and Connie.
First, let me tell you, and I hope they watch this, but Connie is an absolute doll.
And Chrissy?
Oh, Chrissy. Chrissy.
Uh-oh.
No,
Poor
you know,
girl.
I got to tell you,
They're
I
dolls.
really,
They're wonderful
I break
girls.
their chops a lot, but you know, the two of them together,
That's a funny show.
I think they should have a network show.
They're funny.
They are two of the funniest, attractive, educated. Their show flows with excitement. There's nothing that those girls don't do from the minute they walk in that doesn't keep me laughing.
Let's talk about Tommy Marr's show, and that's on
Soul
Sunday nights, the Maverick Soul Hour. Tommy brings incredible.
Tommy has had, you know, he's very fortunate. He has a very good connection. Our good friend Arnie Goodman, who is very well connected with a lot of the big, very well-known bands like The Who and George Thorogood. And I know that I see. I'm not a music person, so I don't know all the people that he knows.
Well, if you
and
go
bring
into
in.
our green room, we have 100
I mean,
pictures
but
easy of
if
him.
if you name it, I mean,
Tommy knows
Arnie knows them, and if Arnie knows them, Tommy's bringing them in.
Wow, that's great. Shake it up. How are Karen and Regina doing these days?
Amazing girls. Again, you know, unlike Chrissy and Connie, they're a different end of the spectrum.
Sure.
Two of them very talented, very educated in their craft and what they do. They really work very hard at what they do, and we're very proud of having them.
Frank Prince, how's he coming along?
Frank Prince, I wish he'd grow a little hair, but other than that,
So
Frank Prince is Frank Prince. He's been with us forever, and he's just an absolutely wonderful guy. I just wish that he'd meet a nice woman and stop and leave me alone.
That doesn't sound good.
And how about the Gagoot?
And that's what I was going to say.
Oh,
Benny
God,
Gagoots.
Benny
Mr.
Gagoots.
Benny Gagoots.
You know, again, when you're good in your craft,
You're good.
and between Benny and Nicole, those
Oh,
two,
God, Nicole, yeah.
you know, I got to tell you, they just walk into the room and they light up the room. They don't even have to say anything. They light it up, and their craft explodes.
Vinny and Janet Solori. Solori
You know
Glory Hour,
what?
another
Listen,
show.
I know we're running out of time, but Vinny, Janet, you know, Dr. Burns, Evan Ginsberg, all these people that are here at
Wonderful
Madhouse TV.
shows.
I mean, AAU, iTunes USA Now, iEntertainment Radio. You know, we can sit here for an hour just
Easy.
talking about the different hosts. All I
Easy,
can tell you
easy.
is that every one of the hosts that we have here, would you say how many shows we're doing now?
Close
Sorry.
to 40 from what I saw.
You know what?
It's so
They are
it's so
all
diverse.
so well, you know, they know their topic, and they expel that topic out to the public and around the world, and everyone is so different than everybody else,
Right.
and they're fabulous.
In the closing time, Legal Straight Talk, #1 show that we produce out there, is really getting a lot. And in fact, people watch Legal Straight Talk a lot of times
I
during the week.
understand it was #1 on cable for cable 20.
For Cable 20, it's one of the #1 watched shows, Legal Straight Talk. Kind of beats my show a little bit.
That's
Lucky
pretty good. And I only have one thing to say about that and why it's #1.
Because you're Tom Mealy.
Because this is what we do.
And wait a second, one more. I would not be able to face Tommy Marr if I didn't mention the Long Island View with you guys. You guys got some really interesting guests
Yeah,
going
we
on.
do. We got some great people coming on, and again, you know, I couldn't do it without them.
There is no internet channel that I know of.
And I know I got to give credit where credit's due. You know, we sit here in front of these cameras, and I know I can see in the control room she's wiggling her hands.
Yeah,
around.
that's true.
But I got to tell you, we sit in front of these cameras, but everything that you folks see, we could not do without Vicky and Janine.
Without a doubt.
You know, they are working diligently in that control room, trying to keep up with what we're doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're only as good as the people that put us out
Sure.
there. And they're the ones that do it.
And that's
Absolutely.
an amazing thing. And I think we are just about at the end of this particular show. So I like to say thank you to Michelle. But I also say Thank you to Tom Mealy, Tommy Marr, Janine Zerilli, Vicky Mealy. Why? Because we can never do a show without them. Thanks Cheryl Dobbins, Violetta Licari, and all the people who work behind the scenes you should never really see here on The Filmmakers Show. And I am Jerry Parisi. If you're watching this on Madhouse Tonight Live, stay tuned. Anita Bloomberg will be on. Bloomfield, hold it. The karaoke queen. I get this wrong name. And she's next. If you're watching us on Channel 20, we'll see you next week. So with that, again, thank you for everything, Tom. It's great knowing you, and what an honor it is to know you and be with you. Good night, everybody.
Hi, I'm Jerry Parisi. Join Tom Mealy and Tommy Marr right here on Cablevision Channel 20 each week for an interesting episode of The Long Island View.
Hi, I'm Tom Mealy from Madhouse TV, and when I'm not at the studio, I'm here at the Harrison Law Group. This is my real job. And this January 2015, Brett and I are putting together a show called Legal Straight Talk. It'll be aired on Cablevision as well as here at Madhouse TV. You need to tune in. This information that we're going to be giving the public is the real deal. It's all about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So tune in this January 2015 for a new episode of Legal Straight Talk.
Hi, I'm Donnie Most, and you're watching MadhouseTV.com. I still got it.
humbug.
Hi, I'm Jerry Parisi. Welcome to the Filmmaker Show tonight. And if you were just watching us on Madhouse TV, you would have seen Tom Mealy, who I truly have to say is one of the nicest guys. And he, Vicky, and Tommy Marr, as well as Janine Zarilli, they run this studio called Madhouse TV, which really allows us to put on a lot of great shows. Close to 40 on this network, some interesting guests for every different show that we bring in. And speaking of interesting guests, as long as I say her name right, I also want to point out she is a major karaoke person, which is what we're talking about tonight for you karaoke people. And
that's a DJ.
That's a DJ.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Before I do that, I got to say, Michelle Parisi is here with me tonight. I didn't get a chance to say that on the other show, but she is. And she co-hosts with me now in our second season. Before we begin our show, I just want to point out that on Friday, I get my shot at being on a great new TV show called The Rock and Roll Project. I am proud to say that Martin Scorsese is directing it. And I don't know if he's directing the episode of In, but I'm very proud to be part of that. Even if I walk across the street and do something, which it's not actually the role, I am very happy to be there because the Brooklyn sound stages over in the, I guess the
Steiner.
Brooklyn Navy Yard. Yeah, Brooklyn Navy.
Steiner Studios.
The Steiner Studios are huge. I've never seen them that big in my life. That's big studios. But enough about that. Enough fanfare. And now we have to bring in the queen of karaoke. And that would not be my wife, Michelle Parisi. It would be Anita with a smile, Bloomfield.
Yes.
That's it. I had to make sure you don't say Blumenthal, Bloomberg. Oh my God, so many voices. I'm getting lost with you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Sometimes it's just so nice to be had.
Good to see you. I've known you for so many years, following all the different karaoke stuff you do.
Oh my gosh.
And it's Sing Out of Tune Karaoke.
Yes.
And that's such a great name because it doesn't matter how someone sings. If they want to get up there and sing, they're there.
You sing it
And
out.
everybody is included, and everybody just gets to sing and have a good time.
I have to say,
Crazy business.
When I
Crazy
first saw you, I didn't know what to make of it. At first, you got all your equipment there. You're well done. You're very, very polished, might I mention.
Thank
And
you.
I have to say that you really got the crowd singing. And I'm like, wow, this woman, and I don't know a lot of karaoke players, singers.
Because she's an entertainer. She's not just a karaoke person.
You
who's
took
gonna
the words
put
right out of
music
my
on.
mouth.
And I was telling you about her for a long time.
You
I'm like,
did.
you got to meet
and
Anita.
You didn't mention she was beautiful, though. I mean, there you go. We'll have to throw that out.
There's always surprises.
There's always surprises. I love my wife with her Jewish accent. There's always surprises. Good
What
for
other
you.
kind of accent should I have anyway?
That's right.
And speaking of, how many voices do you do? You do a lot of them.
You know, it's whatever comes up. I have to thank my father for that because he could never tell a story unless he became that person that he was talking about. If he was telling something about a priest, a rabbi, a Jewish guy, a guy from Ireland, whatever, he would go into that, and my ear just kind of does the same thing when I'm telling a story.
So, tonight you speak different language. We laugh at you or we clap for you? Which is it?
You clap for me very, very, very big. Big, I'm seeing you do very, very, very
All
big.
right,
You do.
we're clapping for her tonight in different language.
Sounds like a plan.
Speaking of dialects and languages, okay?
really? Okay.
At Crooked Rail on
At the
Wednesdays.
Crooked Rail. We've been there.
Yes.
You drink
Yes.
there
Yes.
too.
That is actually a great band venue. It's all set up for bands to just plug in and do their thing.
You know, plug and play.
So for
darling.
karaoke, it's so good because you have a big raised stage and there's lights and everything around and it's so much fun.
But there was a guy, I don't know what accent that was. Don't even.
You pulled it from
I
someplace.
have no idea. But there was a fellow at the bar. He comes in every now and then, British guy, and he's talking all
There's
the
a
time.
British
you know,
guy,
he's got
you
the
got to
British,
talk
you know,
British accent
yeah,
then?
a British guy, you know, and he's talking,
He's a
and he says,
Cockney.
you know, some people they say
that you sound more intelligent because you have a British accent. And I said, well, hey, I don't know. You think? You think you sound more intelligent? Oh, when you speak it like this, then when you talk like that, yeah. You know, it's like...
That was like a broken like, Brooklyn accent.
Duh. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's like here he's speaking very British, and if you speak Brooklynese, you're not going to sound as intelligent as that lovely lilting sort of British accent. I had a very good friend that I work with. She's gone now, but she was hysterical. She would come out with all of these things and say, "Oh, don't get your knickers in a twist." You know, and
I little do they know they don't wear knickers any longer. Oh, Thank God.
But you were saying, go ahead.
How long have you been doing karaoke?
Oh God, hosting it actually probably since '96. 96.
Wait a second, I thought you were born around 1996.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was, you know. We don't talk about when I was born, but we did have electricity, trust me. I never discuss my timeless age. But
people did so well there. They were. I watched.
Yeah.
Well, this
people
was
were
Viva
afraid.
We have to talk the birth of
of the
Anita.
karaoke movement.
And a karaoke thing.
There were people, including myself, who would go down there and never sing.
Yes.
It was just a comfortable place to be.
Right.
And I would watch people sitting around the bar, and they never sang. And all of a sudden, they would get their confidence. It might take a year or two, but they got the confidence, and they went up and they started to sing, and they became regular singers.
Yeah.
And they would build their repertoire. There were people who would practice in front of the mirror during the week and then come and try out their new songs.
So is this how Paul McCartney got started, eh?
Maybe. You never know. Could be.
He's British, you know.
Yes.
But it's true, and several of them,
I refer to them as the little monsters that I've created. And I mean that in the best possible
Lady
way
Gaga.
to possibly take that. I said, but these are some of the monsters I've created.
Don't feel bad.
But no, I was creating monsters before she was ever doing all that.
Right.
But
You made everybody
Richie.
everybody comfortable.
Yeah. Well, you know, because my background was really musical theater, and I go back to my dad again. He was always musical. We always had a piano in the house. He was always playing music and stuff like that. So it was just a natural thing for me.
And you would have props. You would always have a trunk full of props for people to use while they were singing.
Yeah, it just made it more fun. I still bring my little box of props.
And this is why my burlesque act does not work well. I don't bring props.
That must be it.
You gotta give them their props, you know?
I'm
you gotta
serious,
give them their props.
darling.
Maybe there's boas, you know, there's big sunglasses, there's fuzzy hats and things like that, you know. Actually, one fella, whenever he sings Tom Jones...
Is that unusual? I don't like older music, but go ahead.
Yeah, oh no, but it's karaoke. It's so much
doesn't
fun.
matter.
It's great. But especially when he does Without Love or whatever, or Delilah. I have pink panties that we throw. So we call it the panty throw, you know, so yeah.
And that's because no one's wearing them anymore, so you might as well do something with them.
We take them like a slingshot.
It's just Michelle's face
Shoot
is
'em.
like,
It's hysterical.
How
And
do
he's
you
singing
know?
and catching them in midair, and he's still singing. But you mentioned Richie Lee. Richie Lee was going through a horrible divorce, and he was going down to Viva Wands in Huntington for almost 3 years, just sitting there with everybody and commising and stuff. And he said he just happened to see the sign out one day, you know, karaoke. Yeah, so he bombed in. One day he comes up on stage, I'm teasing Richie, you ever going to sing? Come on. He goes, I don't know, maybe one day. I was like, okay, there's a start. So he comes in one day with his own little CD.
That's
so
right, he used to carry all his own CDs.
Because if he brought his own, he was practicing. And he comes in with it, and I remember the song he did. He did "Follow Me" by Uncle Cracker, and he didn't suck. He was really good. Can I say that? Oh, is that allowed? Is that allowed? Can
You're
I say
allowed. He didn't suck, baby.
He didn't suck. He was good, and I remember standing there thinking, "Oh my gosh, look at this!" And now he does like little rock and roll stuff. He likes heavy metal. He moved down to Florida a couple of years ago. He comes up every now and then. And he said, I have to thank you for the life you gave me. He said, because it gave him, you know, the courage to get out there and do this crazy stuff. And now he gets invited to go sing with bands and stuff down there and all that. And he's just
probably owns like a huge place with 150 people.
I used to go up with groups of people.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like I have such a great
karaoke?
singing voice, but it was fun.
Do you remember the hook?
There.
I even had the hook at one time, but you know,
not the
it was
hook.
all in fun. We had the hook, and every now and then, somebody, if you knew you could get away with it, you know, it was actually like a little Bo Peep thing, and I saw it in a prop store, and I said, oh, I gotta have this. So I spray painted it white, and then every now and then we just pull it out and just stand there like, should we? You know,
it's like the Gong Show.
Oh, I see. I had to think for a minute, what's she going to do with this hook?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm seeing mermaids caught on it and singing. I just caught another mermaid. Look at that.
So you do more than karaoke. It's only one part of your entertainment. You also sing. You're a singer, and very good singer at that.
Oh,
and
thank you very much. I looking to expand on that now because it's time.
It's time.
It's time to start doing that.
It's on.
And that let me mess you up here. And that I go under Anita Starlight.
Anita Starlight.
And
Starlight.
it's Lite. I'm not a light bulb. It's not Light.
Although you do have ice cubes that glow in the dark.
Yes, I do have my ice. That's my signature. I have my little LED lit ice cubes. God. And
she said lice. She tried to cover it. I have lice cubes, yeah. You want lice
and
cubes?
I put cube in drink, and it's in it. It's wonderful. So, but my husband actually brought the very first karaoke track into the house, and that was the old cassettes. You remember cassettes that came after the records?
There was electric. See, there was electric.
I'm not talking about the crank up record thing. You know, the one that actually ran on.
Yeah.
But he brought that in the house and bought me this little portable karaoke machine, which I still have.
Oh my.
And I use it when I do a nursing home. I plug the PC into it and all because it's you don't need, you know, you're not doing a big humongous room. And I remember it had wheels, and it's about the size of a clothes hamper. And I said to him, ooh. And he's like, what? I said, this has wheels. Oh, I'm rolling this out the door, honey. I said, this isn't staying in the house. I'm going out. And I started doing that.
Wheels, there was electricity.
Yeah.
You know, the caveman age.
The wheel was invented.
Yes, there you go.
It was definitely invented. But I always was... I can't help it. I am who I am, and
she's all and she's all what she is.
I've always been very animated.
I can see that,
so,
and we love that though. That's really good.
Yes,
you said that you want to expand on singing.
On Anita Starlight. So what Anita Starlight is the combination of all this stuff. You know, music I grew up on. People say, "What do you sing?" So what do you sing? And I'll say, well, you know, actually I do from Marilyn Monroe to Madonna, you know.
And we stop at Madonna? Why can't we go further on?
Well, you know, I just
Demi Lovato doesn't work here, huh?
God, no, I don't do that. I really, you know what? It's like I do what I do. And
what are you, Tom Mealy? I do what I do. Tom, she's imitating you. Come on out here.
I have to tell you. But no, it's you know, I get to a point. If I'm going to learn something new, believe it or not, I usually go after the older songs that I loved and fell in love with.
What do you like personally? I mean, you've got a great repertoire of songs for everybody that I could see. But what do you like? What do you listen to?
I love. Well, when I listen to the radio, I listen
Tom Mealy
I
saying.
listen to jazz. I listen to jazz, you know, with no vocals, just, you know, the music, because it's just...
So you probably have to get away from all the vocals.
Well,
because
yeah,
it's so
just,
much
you know, but it's just calming in the car.
Right.
But I grew up listening to Streisand and all of them, so, like, to me, she was, like, the...
So do a couple of bars of Streisand for us. Do something like that.
All right, I do this in my I Need a Starlight thing.
I thought you were going to do it in the shower. That excited me, but go ahead.
Midnight, and I wake up and remember that I left the door open and the groceries outside. Where the hell did I put my keys? Oh, look, there they are, underneath the TV guide. Memory, what became of the short term? I remember the old days. I was sharper back then. If I eat fish and do the crosswords every day, will the brain cells grow again? And it goes on.
That was great.
That's a little of an Need a Starlight. I do a little shtick. I do a little shtick in there. I play with boas. I have a little stuff. I actually have a show coming up with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, where's some of your shows?
Giovanni's Cafe, not to be confused with Giovanni's Pizza.
Got that
they
straight,
get upset.
darling.
There's no music here. Jesus. But Giovanni's Cafe,
which is where?
Massapequa Park,
okay.
Park Boulevard. August 1st, it's a Saturday night. It's actually, I'm an invited entertainer. Frank Frizzalone, who is a fantastic Sinatra singer. He entertains all in Florida and all around. He's entertained a lifetime. And he heard me sing one day at Guy Anthony's with the piano player, which I'm going to be
not to be
tomorrow.
Confused with Guy Anthony's Pizzeria.
Yeah, no, this is Guy
the real
Anthony's
Never confuse them at
restaurant
all.
in Belmore. He saw me and he invited me to join him and this other fellow, Bobby A, who he's a singer, comedian. He kind of does like a he gets no respect. He does like a Dangerfield thing.
I love
and
Dangerfield.
So,
I like. That kind of humor is funny.
It's a show. It's like 90 minutes. You know, there's no fee. Just come, have drinks, have dinner. You know, make reservations. And it's our third time being invited back.
And when is that? August 1st?
August 1st.
And where
Saturday
is it again?
night.
That sounds like fun.
Giovanni's Cafe.
Hey, Giovanni. Massapequa Park.
Yeah, check
Make sure you come.
And tomorrow, actually, where he heard me sing was where I'm going to be tomorrow night.
Where are you going to be tomorrow night?
At Guy Anthony's on Jerusalem Avenue. I think it's 2208 Jerusalem Avenue. Some people call it Belmore, North Merrick, but it's on it's right at Belmore.
And for those of you who just watch this from other states, it's Long Island.
It's Long Island. It's Long Island. Say it right, Jerry. If you're gonna say it, you gotta say it right.
Good to know.
So, Doug Devin there, he is like one of the vocalists. Calls him Fancy Fingers. He plays the keys. The guy knows everything and anything. And he usually likes to have two girls singing.
And who wouldn't?
So yeah, he likes two girls, but that's Doug.
Michelle, you know what I'm thinking.
So I'll be there tomorrow night with another lovely lady named Margie, who I've never sung with before.
Okay.
And so that's where Frank came in and had seen me there, and I've always felt, if I could just get out and do my thing somewhere, I know I'll be able to do more of it, get more of it going on. And
Have you ever done acting?
Well, I did community musical theater for at least 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a story.
Oh, please. That's what we're here for, stories.
I always, I was one of those, I was afraid to tell my parents what I really wanted to do was be on stage. I really just wanted to sing, but musical theater became easier to get into, like in high school, and I did the play and that, and we did Oklahoma. I was Gertie, the one with the big loud laugh. Oklahoma. Yeah, I was the one with the big obnoxious laugh. You think? Actually, it was more. Oh my God! When I opened my mouth at the audition for that, you had to audition the laugh, and everybody went bananas, and I got embarrassed. And I grabbed the curtain. I was like, ah! I was so terrified, and of course, I got the part. So I was bitten by the bug. So I wound up doing community musical theater in Babylon Village. It was called James Street Players, and I believe they do still exist today. And I was like a sponge. I learned everything I could from them. Yeah, they were, for a community musical theater group production, they very professional, and I learned how to carry myself on stage, discipline, and how to, I don't know, it just, I sucked it all in, and I use it for, vocalizing. My husband's head was spinning, like, what the heck, this isn't what he bargained for, what do you mean, you're gonna be in a play, what? And he was like, and then he came down to see the production that we did. I think it was called Irene, and very old play. And he came down to see it, and when we were leaving, he said, "You're going to try out for the next one, right?" And that's when he became my partner in crime. He really did become my partner.
He was always by your side.
Yes.
Always.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, and like I said, then he brought the first karaoke machine in, so...
Let me ask you, with 3 pending minutes on our show tonight, first of all, you're an incredible guest. You got us laughing. You got us engaged.
I hope so.
You might as well have your own karaoke show here on Madhousetv.
Oh, yeah, we could really have some fun. But I have to tell you,
Please?
I'm the little Italian girl who married the Irish guy with the Jewish-sounding last name. Drove my father crazy.
It's good to know that Anita Bloomfield is Italian, not Jewish, with the Jewish accent.
Well, because we live on Long Island.
And I'm Jewish with Parisi as my last name.
That's because you married me. I won't hold it against you, darling. Where can we...
Hey, have another eggplant.
Let me ask you a very important question within this. Where can we get in touch with you, or how can we know where you are on a general basis? Because once people see you, I've noticed they get hooked on you in a nice way.
Yeah, I have my posse that follows me.
You have your posse that Linda's one of them.
She has a website.
I have my website.
Let's hear your website.
SingOutATuneKaraoke.com, and I'm also on Facebook. And but that's under my regular name, Anita Caravano Bloomfield. Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
And do you post regularly when you're going to be?
Long Island Karaoke Junkies I post on, sometimes Long Island Nightlife. I'm doing an open mic at DiBello's in Bethpage via Brad Cohen is putting it all together.
I've heard of Brad. I
he's
know him.
He's great.
I think I know him.
He produces a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you know what? I know so many Cohens. There's so many of them. I'm pretty sure I know Brad Cohen. Now, Brian Cohen, I know Brad Cohen. It must be the same person. I don't know. They both begin with a B. So where's your next thing where the people watching Madhouse right now can see you?
Well, tomorrow night I'll be at Guy Anthony's.
Guy Anthony's tomorrow night.
Jerusalem Avenue.
Jerusalem Avenue.
North Merrick.
That's where all the chosen people go, to Jerusalem Avenue. Listen, let me ask you a quick question. What time is that?
That is 7:30.
7:30.
That starts. I'm telling. The food is excellent. Nice atmosphere.
Where are you Friday night if we needed to see you Friday?
Friday night. Where am I Friday night? Oh my God.
Is it Carrington's?
It's so crazy. Yes.
Carrington's.
JT Carrington's in Huntington Village.
New
That's
York, yeah.
strictly karaoke. Come and knock yourself out.
What time are you there? I don't know what time I'm getting off the movie set on Friday. That could be like a 16-hour day.
Carrington's, it's an early night, 8:30 to 11:30.
8:30. And what about Saturday?
Saturday, I don't have a regular steady guy. I'm singing at a private party out east.
Oh, okay. Because we get out of acting school at 6 in New York City on Saturday. We could have come home. We could have found you. And with that,
it was great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. Please,
Very
I love to
enjoyable.
come down and again and speak some more. Why is my tongue stuck in my head?
This was great.
But I love her. Don't you love her? I love her.
it's a good thing I do. I married her. I'd be a mistake if
you're
I
not
didn't.
as dumb as you look. Right?
Well,
I'm not as stupid as I look.
It's true. And with that,
we're over time, right?
I gotta say a couple of things. Number one, thank you, Michelle Parisi, for being here with me, and thank you as well, Anita Bloomfield.
Thank you. It's nice to be had.
And I wish I was had. Cheryl Dobbins, Violet and Anna Carey, Janine Zarilli, Vicky Mealy, Tom Mealy, and the iconic Tommy Marr. They put together a station here. They make it all go. Watch Madhouse TV. Some great shows on this network. Date nights on Friday. Shake It Up is on Wednesday. We got the Gagoot Show. We've got so many great shows here on Madhouse TV. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you from Jerry Parisi, me, on the Filmmaker Show. We'll see you next week.
Good night.